Hey guys, hope you had a good fall break if you were on fall break. I did. It was very relaxing, although I didn't get nearly as much done that I thought I was going to. I know this is a little bit late, but I'm still kind of processing the stuff that happened on Thursday. Nothing super major happened, or I would have done this like right away. But I got to the school, and I was walking to the classroom, and I didn't get lost for once. First milestone of the day, I did not get lost on my way to the classroom. I did not have to ask anybody how to get to the class. So, I'm just, that's go me. On that front, it's only been like, what, 3 or 4, 5 weeks? That's good for me. But, so as I'm walking there are kids in the hallway. Always there are kids in the hallways. Whatever. But they're like loitering by their lockers, and then they look over towards me and they go, somebody's gonna be in trouble. And I was like, oh, are they talking about me? And I looked, I checked myself, and I thought I was dressed appropriately, and I was. It was a dress that I had worn in high school a couple times, but it was my mom's dress, so like, it wasn't revealing, it was up to here. But, I was looking myself over, like, is there something that I did wrong? And then they turn to each other and go, someone's mom is here to pick them up, someone is in trouble. And I was like, are they talking about me? And I looked around, and yeah, they were talking about me. They thought I was the mom of a middle schooler. For those of you who don't know, I am a newly minted legal adult. I just registered to vote because I just became eligible to register to vote. I'm very excited for my first election. Very excited. But they thought that I was old enough, or looked old enough, to be the mother, to have given birth to a middle school aged student. I was a middle schooler 5 years ago. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't think it's not a bad thing, maybe. Like, I look mature and dressed professionally. That's what I keep telling myself, not you're aging very fast. Because this is a very unforgiving world, especially for women, and especially for women who age quickly. So, I'm just gonna take that as what it is. And this makeup stuff is not overcompensating for that. I'm wearing my Halloween makeup. This is, Jesus. So anyway, I got to the classroom, and I was trying really hard not to linger on the fact that kids thought I was mom-aged. And so I got in, and, class was halfway over as usual, which is a pain in the butt. But I looked around for a seat because there was a kid sitting in the teacher's seat where I usually sit, and I figured, she was there first. It's okay. I will sit amongst the children today. And I looked around, and there were no seats, which is a good thing. That's a great thing. That means that everybody was there, and that hasn't happened yet. That was the first time that had happened while I was there. And I was excited about that because if you don't remember this, middle school has a terrible attendance rate. It's terrible. It's horrible. I went to school all the time when I was in middle school, but I really like school. Obviously. I mean, I want to be a teacher, so. But I was one of the very few that didn't miss school if I didn't need to. So every seat was full. So I ended up just standing near the door like an awkward little turtle for the whole rest of the class. And then, you know, as it does, that class ended. And I was kind of glad after that I had gotten halfway through, because standing there like an awkward turtle for the entire class would have been even more, that would have been just terrible. That would have been terrible. I would have been so mortified. But as it was, I got to stand there, and as the kids exited, I got to, you know, wave to them and smile and commune with the children, and it was so nice. And a couple of the boys like gave me a high five, and I was like, yeah, I'm not mom-aged. I'll give you a high five. But, so the second class started, and I claimed my seat in the teacher's seat. And, you know, half the class was out in the second class. Of course they were. It just had to be the first class that I had to stand near the door. So, but I claimed my seat as soon as possible, and, I worked the PowerPoint again, because I think that might be my job now, and I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of coming to terms with the fact that that is probably about as involved as I'm gonna get with the kids. And considering the fact that that's about as involved as the teacher gets with the kids, I'm kind of okay with that, I guess. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's what it is. So, I'm working the PowerPoint, and this video comes up, and it's got a title that I thought sounded familiar, but I thought, no, it can't be that movie. It can't be a clip from that movie. That's a rated R movie. And they're learning about immigration and, you know, the struggles that Irishmen and people from China had to deal with as soon as they stepped off the boat in immigrant-infested New York. And, it was actually a pretty good lesson. But then I pressed play on the clip, and I realized that yes, it was from that movie, that rated R movie, Gangs of New York. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, if you did not know that. It's a good movie. It is. I suggest it highly. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio isn't on his A game, but it's not like, I can't even think of a movie he's been bad in. Anyway, it's not a bad movie. He's not the best that he's ever been, but it's not a bad movie. So, they watched this clip, and I thought that it was just going to show the immigrants getting off the boat, because that would make sense. You show that to children, right? People getting off a boat, that's fine. And then a woman got hit in the face with a rock. And I knew that was coming, because I've seen the movie, and I like the movie. I was not expecting him to not stop the clip before that, because she just, like, legit gets hit in the face with a rock. A guy throws a rock at her, and a racial slur. Well, I don't know if it's a racial slur. It's not a racial slur, because it's a very cruel word for an Irish person. I'm not gonna say it because I'm Irish. But, so he throws the rock at her, and, you know, she, like, doubles over in pain because she got hit in the face with a rock, and I'm just sitting there like, what? Did we just show a class full of 7th graders? Did we just show a woman get hit in the face with a projectile? Nobody's not cool with this? And, you know, the kids were like, oh, so cool, no, she didn't just get hit in the face with a rock, what? And then they asked him to play it again, and he did. Personally, I'm not a pearl clutchy kind of person. I don't think it does kids or anyone any good to disguise or minimize or trivialize is a better word. I don't think it does anybody any good to trivialize the gritty parts of history. If we're gonna keep it from happening again, we should definitely tell kids that it happened. But I think there should maybe be some build-up to that, rather than just be like, yeah, this is a movie about immigrants moving to New York, getting a fresh start, getting hit in the face with rocks. What, you weren't expecting that? Well, yeah, neither were they. And I mean, I guess it's an image that they're not going to forget. I'm certainly not going to forget the looks of horror on the kids' faces. And really strange fascination. I forgot how weird people are sometimes. I forget that. But I remember now. People are pretty strange sometimes. And they watched it again several times before they were satisfied with the woman getting hit in the face with the rock. Now, when I was in 7th grade, we had to have, like, permission slips to watch clips of a rated R movie. Maybe they do things differently at Lucy Addison. And maybe I am a pearl clutchy kind of person, because I maybe would not have done that particular route of teaching at all. Nope, I wouldn't have. That's what I'm taking away from this. The big teaching lesson. I'm not ever gonna show a kid a video of a woman getting hit in the face with a rock without some kind of lead up. Like, oh, they were really violent to the immigrants. Example. No, it was lots of Irish people moved to New York. What? What? So, yet another example of the difference in maybe what the teaching styles are gonna be like there. But, so after class ended, the little girl that the first day I was there came up and asked me if I was gonna be her teacher now. And I tragically had to tell her no. She came up to me again and pointed to the boy that sat behind her and was like, "He says we're related." And in my head, I'm going, please, God, dear God, tell me he does not think I'm your mom. Because she's like 13. I'm still too young to abhor a child that old. But she goes, he says that we're sisters, or at least cousins, but definitely related. And I like this girl. I do. She's a very precocious child, and she always says hi to me, which is really nice, because most of the kids, I think I've said this before, most of them look at me like I'm some kind of alien, and, not to be trusted, because apparently I'm an adult now. But, so I told her to tell him that I say thank you, but we're not, as far as I'm aware, and I can see the resemblance. She has short brown hair, and I have short, whatever color my hair decides to be on any given day, colored hair. And, you know, I guess I can kind of see the resemblance. I get it. I'm just glad that he didn't say mom, or like mom's older sister. I've never been self-conscious about my age before. This is weird. I don't like it. I've decided I don't like it. So that was Thursday. I went home. No more incident as far as I can remember. Oh, he did more of the thing. The little, like, who was it? Jane Addams, who built Hull House, which was, like, one of the many settlement houses that were founded in, New York. He did, like, Jane Addams, founded Hull House. Jesus. Yeah, this must be really, like, they must do this a lot. Or maybe I'm just getting terrible at remembering stuff in my old age. But, so it was Jane Addams founded Hull House, which was cute. And then he had them turn and teach it to each other. And that's like the only thing that I have ever seen him do in his classroom that I absolutely 100% agree with. And I'm glad that he does it, because it would be a very uneventful year if he didn't do anything that I agree with. I would have a lot less to say, because I don't want to badmouth a teacher, because he does work hard, I'm sure. I just can't tell sometimes. And he like, he warned the kids not to tell their parents. Like, he was like, don't tell your parents that I showed you part of this movie because it's a rated R movie and I don't want to hear from your parents. And I'm thinking, well, maybe then you shouldn't have shown them a rated R movie. Maybe. I mean, if you have to tell the kids, hey kids, don't tell your parents what happened in class today, then maybe you're doing things that aren't appropriate for class. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so it's Thursday. I'm gonna go not be a mom. I'm gonna go watch something from my childhood that doesn't make me feel old. And my goal for the year has changed, actually. I am going to try to reconcile this teacher, his teaching style, with bits of the teaching style that I want to have. So I'm gonna, every time I go, I'm gonna try and find one really good thing that he does. Different thing from now on. One different thing every week that he does that I would maybe like to one day either imitate or adjust or even slightly use in my own classroom. Because I have a lot of negative things to say. Well, not say. I wouldn't say them. I'll think them a lot, but I won't say them. I have a lot of negative things to think about his teaching style. But it's the positives that count. It's the positives that count. That's more convincing. So from now on, I'm going to find one thing that I like from his teaching style and could maybe one day see myself using in my own classroom. So this week's is the physical things. The little physical mnemonic devices. I like that. That's a good thing. I'm on board with that. If I ever am in a situation where I need kids to remember something like physical, English teacher, maybe not. If I'm ever in a situation like that, sure, I would be glad to use it. That'd be great. I would like to send special support to Professor Elmore, who is dealing with some rough stuff. We all miss you very, very much, and, you know, take all the time you need. So, yeah, mental hugs to everyone, actually. I get the feeling, this nasty feeling that it's going to be a really rough week, so mental hugs to everyone. Because I don't give real hugs to people that I don't know very well. You all have germs. Germy people. Yeah, so I will see you guys next week, or before next week, if I can get off my lazy butt and actually make another video. Probably not gonna happen.